Every single breakthrough in life begins with one thing, a decision, not luck, not chance, not waiting for the stars to align, but a firm, deliberate, and unshakable choice to change. The truth is, your life right now is a reflection of the decisions you've made in the past, and your future will be built from the decisions you make today. One moment of clarity, one moment of courage, one enough is enough moment can alter everything. That's the power of decision. It's not about how much time you have. It's about how you use the time you have. In 28 minutes, a person can make a choice that redirects their destiny, because a real decision isn't about what you say. It's about what you do next. Most people don't fail because they're not capable. They fail because they never truly decide. They stay stuck in the land of maybe I'll start next week. Maybe I'll try again later. But maybe kills dreams. You have to draw a line in the sand and say, from this moment forward, things will be different. That's the difference between wishing for change and committing to it. When you decide, really decide, you cut off all other options. You stop entertaining excuses. You stop negotiating with your goals. You become unstoppable because your decision gives you direction, and direction gives you purpose. Without a decision, life drifts. With one, life takes off. Think about it. Every great transformation you've ever heard of began with a single decision. Someone decided they wouldn't live in fear anymore. Someone decided they would go all in on their dream. Someone decided that their past would no longer define their future. That's not magic. That's power. The power of the human will. The power of clarity. When your mind locks in, your body follows. The moment you decide, something inside you shifts. Your focus sharpens. Your energy rises. You stop saying, I can't, and start asking, how can I? That's when the impossible starts to look possible. But understand, this decision without action is nothing. You can't just think your way into a new life. You have to commit with everything you've got. The decision is the spark, but the fire is built through daily effort. Once you make the choice to change, you've got to back it up with consistency. You can't say you want success and keep living like you're average. You can't decide to grow and keep doing what's comfortable. The moment you decide, you must align your habits, your mindset, your circle, and your attitude with that decision. Every thought, every move, every breath must reflect the choice you've made. Too many people are waiting for the right circumstances before they decide. They're waiting for more money, more support, more motivation. But real decision makers don't wait for perfect. They make a choice and create momentum out of nothing. When you decide to change, life doesn't immediately get easier, but it gets clearer. You know where you're going, and that alone gives you power. Challenges will come, but your decision will anchor you. Doubt will whisper, but your decision will silence it. Distractions will appear, but your decision will keep you focused. In the end, the people who win in life aren't the most talented or the most gifted. They're the ones who made a decision and never turned back. They decided they would fight for their dreams even when it hurt. They decided they would keep showing up when no one was watching. They decided that no excuse, no obstacle, no fear would stop them. That's the power of decision. One moment, one choice, one commitment can shift everything. You've got 28 minutes. What will you decide? So many people spend their entire lives waiting for the right time, waiting for the perfect moment, waiting until things feel right. They tell themselves, one day I'll do it. One day I'll start that business. One day I'll get in shape. One day I'll chase my dream. But one day is the most dangerous phrase in the human language because it gives you permission to delay your destiny. It tricks you into believing that time is infinite, that opportunities will keep showing up, that you'll always have tomorrow. But here's the truth. Tomorrow is not promised. You don't get to control how much time you have, but you do control what you do with the time you've been given. And if you keep waiting for all day, you'll wake up one morning realizing that day never came. The difference between the successful and the average isn't talent. It's timing, and the successful understand that the right time is always now. They don't wait for conditions to be perfect because they know perfection doesn't exist. They don't wait until they feel ready because readiness is a myth. They move when it's uncomfortable, they act when it's uncertain, and they push forward when fear is whispering not yet. That's how change happens. The mindset shift from on day to day one is the birth of transformation. The moment you say, today I start, you reclaim your power. You stop being a victim of procrastination and start becoming a creator of progress. Think about how many dreams have died because someone waited for the perfect moment. People who had the talent, the vision, and the passion, but they let hesitation steal their future. They waited for approval. They waited for confidence. They waited for a sign. But the truth is, the sign is already here. It's the desire in your heart, the fire in your soul, the whisper that says, you were meant for more. That's your sign. You don't need anyone else to give you permission to start. You have everything you need right now. The first step doesn't have to be big. It just has to be taken. The reason people struggle to start is because fear disguises itself as preparation. We tell ourselves we're just getting ready. We're researching, planning, learning. But there's a difference between preparing and postponing. Preparation is powerful, but when preparation becomes procrastination, you're no longer getting ready, you're hiding. You're afraid of failure, of judgment, of what might go wrong. But what if it works? What if that one action today opens the door to everything you've been praying for? You'll never know until you move. One day doesn't create results. Action does. When you decide to make today day one, everything changes. You stop living reactively and start living intentionally. You begin to take ownership of your time, your energy, your focus. Every small step forward becomes proof that you're serious. Progress builds confidence, and confidence builds momentum. And soon what once felt impossible starts to feel inevitable, because momentum is power. It's what separates dreamers from doers. The world doesn't reward potential, it rewards execution. You can have all the talent in the world, but if you never act, it means nothing. So stop waiting for one day. There's no perfect season, no ideal setup, no magical alignment of circumstances that makes it easy. Life will always be busy. There will always be obstacles, distractions, reasons to delay. But those who win are the ones who move anyway. They start scared. They start small. They start tired. But they take the first step, and then the next, and then another. Because own day never comes, but day one can start right now. You've got 28 minutes. Don't waste them wishing, hoping, or planning. Use them to start. Use them to shift your mindset, to make your move, to begin your transformation. You don't need another day. You just need the courage to say, today is day one. Motivation is powerful, but it's not permanent. It's that spark you feel after listening to a great speech or watching a powerful video. It gets you excited. It gets you moving, but it fades. Discipline, on the other hand, is what keeps you going long after that spark dies out. The truth is, motivation is a feeling, but discipline is a decision. Motivation gets you started, but discipline gets you finished. And if you truly want to change your life in 28 minutes, in 28 days, or in 28 years, you have to build the muscle of discipline. Because without it, every goal, every dream, every intention you have will collapse the moment you don't feel like it. There will be days when you're tired, days when you're frustrated, days when everything in you says, not today. That's when discipline steps in. Discipline doesn't care about feelings. It operates on commitment. It's the voice that says, I don't feel like doing it, but I'm going to do it anyway. That's the voice that builds character. That's the voice that separates the elite from the average. Anybody can show up when it's easy, but when it's hard, when it's boring, when it's painful, that's when the real ones rise. That's when discipline shows its value, because discipline isn't glamorous. It's grind. It's not hype. It's habit. And that's why most people never master it. Motivation can be borrowed. You can get it from a video, a quote, or a song. But discipline can only be built. It's formed in the quiet moments when no one's watching. It's built through repetition, through consistency, through doing the small things right over and over again. You don't wake up disciplined. You train it like a muscle. Every time you choose to show up when it's inconvenient, you get stronger. Every time you say no to excuses, you become sharper. Every time you finish something you started, even when you're not inspired, you build integrity with yourself, and that integrity becomes unbreakable. See, motivation focuses on how you feel right now. Discipline focuses on who you want to become. Motivation asks, do I want to do this today? Discipline asks, will this move me closer to my goals? Motivation says, maybe later. Discipline says, right now. The greatest athletes, leaders, and achievers in the world aren't successful because they're always motivated. They're successful because they do what has to be done, whether they want to or not. They've learned that emotions are temporary, but habits are permanent. They've learned that showing up every day, even imperfectly, beats showing up occasionally with passion. Discipline also creates freedom. It sounds like the opposite. It sounds like restriction. But discipline is what allows you to live on your terms. When you're disciplined with your time, you control your schedule instead of your schedule controlling you. When you're disciplined with your habits, you shape your destiny instead of reacting to life. When you're disciplined with your focus, you make progress instead of excuses. Discipline removes chaos and replaces it with clarity. It gives you confidence because you know you can count on yourself. And when you can trust yourself to follow through, there's no limit to what you can achieve. Motivation will come and go, but discipline will carry you through the storms. It will keep you grinding when everyone else quits. It will help you push through fatigue, through failure, through frustration. Because discipline is not about perfection. It's about consistency. It's not about how fast you move. It's about how long you can keep moving. You may not see the results today, but discipline guarantees that one day you will. It may take weeks, months, even years, but the one who stays disciplined never leaves empty-handed. So if you want to change your life, stop chasing motivation and start developing discipline. Get up even when it's hard. Do the work even when no one notices. Stick to the process even when progress feels slow. The key isn't to be inspired, it's to be committed. Because motivation might start the race, but discipline finishes it. And in the end, It's not about how loud you start. It's about how strong you finish. Every single excuse you've ever told yourself is a lie. It might sound harsh, but it's the truth that most people need to hear. Your excuses are the stories you create to protect yourself from discomfort, failure, and accountability. They sound reasonable. They sound logical, but at their core, they're lies designed to keep you safe. Safe from growth, safe from challenge, safe from the very things that could change your life. You say you don't have time, but you scroll for hours. You say you don't have money, but you spend on things that don't move you forward. You say you don't know where to start, but deep down you do. You're just afraid to begin. Excuses are comfortable, but comfort kills potential. Every time you make an excuse, you give away your power. You hand control of your life to circumstances, to other people, to fear. You say, I can't because, and that because becomes your cage. It traps you in mediocrity. But here's the truth. Successful people face the same obstacles, the same distractions, the same pain. You just don't see their excuses because they refuse to believe them. They choose ownership over victimhood. They say, I'll find a way. They say, I'll make it happen, because they understand that as long as you can justify your limitations, you'll keep them. The moment you stop making excuses, you start making progress. Excuses are seductive because they let you off the hook. They tell you it's okay to stay the same. They whisper, you've tried your best. But have you truly given everything you have, or have you given just enough to feel comfortable? Growth doesn't live in comfort. It lives in challenge. And as long as you protect your ego with excuses, you'll never reach your potential. The people who rise in life are the ones who take responsibility. They look in the mirror and say, if it's meant to be, it's up to me. They stop blaming their boss, their parents, the system, the past, and they take full ownership of their future. You have to understand that excuses are a habit. They start small, a skipped workout, a missed deadline. I'll do it tomorrow. But over time, they build into a mindset of mediocrity. And once that mindset takes root, it controls everything. You begin to expect less from yourself, to accept less, to settle. The way to break that pattern is through truth. Radical, uncomfortable, liberating truth. You have to call yourself out. You have to be honest about your choices, your effort, your priorities. Because when you take full responsibility, you also take full control. You can't fix what you won't face, and you can't change what you keep excusing. When you stop making excuses, your life starts to shift. Suddenly, you stop waiting for perfect conditions. You start creating them. You stop wishing for opportunities. You start building them. You stop saying, I can't, and start asking, how can I? And that small shift in language transforms everything, because your words shape your mindset, and your mindset shapes your reality. If you keep saying you can't, your brain stops looking for solutions. But when you say, I will find a way, your brain becomes a problem-solving machine. That's how winners think. That's how leaders move. They don't have fewer obstacles. They just have fewer excuses. Remember this, every excuse you hold on to is a wall between you and your goals. Tear down those walls. You're not too young. You're not too old. You're not too late. You're not too broken. Those are lies. You have everything you need to start right now, where you are. The moment you stop letting your excuses define you, you'll discover how powerful you truly are. The world doesn't need your reasons. It needs your results. You've got 28 minutes to stop lying to yourself and start owning your life. No more I can't. No more someday. No more if only. It's time to replace every excuse with action, every reason with responsibility, every fear with faith, because your excuses are lies and your truth is strength. Pain is not your enemy. It's your teacher. It's the price you pay for growth, the currency of progress. Every person who has ever achieved something extraordinary has gone through pain, physical, emotional, mental. The difference is they didn't run from it. They embraced it. They understood that pain isn't punishment. It's preparation. It's the universe asking, how bad do you really want it? Because if you want something great, you have to be willing to endure the process. You can't pray for strength and expect it to come without struggle. You can't ask for growth and expect it to come without resistance. Pain is the path that separates those who wish from those who work. Most people spend their lives trying to avoid pain, but what they don't realize is that avoidance creates more suffering. You avoid the pain of discipline, and you end up living with the pain of regret. You avoid the pain of effort, and you end up with the pain of failure. You avoid the pain of sacrifice, and you end up with the pain of staying the same. Either way, you're going to hurt, but you get to choose your pain. Choose the pain that builds you, not the pain that breaks you. Choose the pain that shapes your character, not the one that keeps you small. Because every time you go through pain and keep moving forward, you level up. You become stronger, wiser, more resilient. The pain doesn't stop you. It transforms you. Pain has a purpose. It exposes your weaknesses so you can strengthen them. It reveals your limits so you can expand them. It strips away comfort, ego, and excuses until only the real you remains. Think about it. Muscles don't grow without tension. Diamonds don't form without pressure. Success doesn't happen without sacrifice. Pain is the evidence that you're stretching beyond your old self, that you're becoming someone new. So the next time you feel that discomfort, don't run from it. Sit with it. Learn from it. Ask yourself, what is this pain trying to teach me? Because on the other side of that pain is progress. And on the other side of progress is power. But let's be real. Pain doesn't feel good. It's messy, uncomfortable, and sometimes it breaks you down before it builds you up. That's why most people quit when it gets hard. They think pain is a signal to stop, when in reality, it's a sign to push. That's where growth happens. In the moments when you want to quit but don't. When you keep showing up, when you keep grinding, when you keep believing despite the pain. That's when you're forging the mindset of a champion. You can't have success without struggle. You can't have strength without strain. And you can't have greatness without grit. The truth is, pain is a test. It's testing your patience, your perseverance, your passion. It's asking, will you fold or will you fight? Those who push through pain discover a new version of themselves, someone tougher, more focused, more disciplined. That's why champions are built in the dark, in the lonely hours, in the moments when no one's cheering. They're built in pain because pain doesn't destroy them. It defines them. It gives them an edge that comfort never could. Comfort is easy, but it doesn't change you. Pain is hard, but it transforms you. So stop fearing pain and start using it. Let it sharpen you. Let it motivate you. Let it remind you that you're alive and that you're growing. The most powerful people in the world aren't the ones who escaped pain. They're the ones who conquered it. They turned their pain into purpose, their wounds into wisdom, their struggles into stories of victory. You've got to do the same. When it hurts, remember, it's not happening to you. It's happening for you. Every setback is a setup for your comeback. Every tear is watering the seed of your success. Pain is the price of progress. And if you're willing to pay it, you'll earn something no one can ever take away. Growth, strength, and the unstoppable belief that nothing can break you. Time is the most valuable resource you have. And once it's gone, you can never get it back. That's why greatness requires urgency. You can't treat your dreams like they'll wait for you forever. You can't move through life like you have unlimited tomorrows. Every second you waste is a second you'll never recover. The truth is, most people fail not because they lack talent, but because they lack urgency. They say they want success, but they move like they have all the time in the world. They talk about goals, but they walk in hesitation. Greatness doesn't come to the person who's interested. It comes to the person who's obsessed. The one who wakes up every day with a fire in their chest and a clock ticking in their mind. Urgency gives life to your purpose. It reminds you that you don't have time to play small. You don't have time to be lazy. You don't have time to wait until it feels convenient. The people who achieve greatness understand that the opportunity of a lifetime must be seized within the lifetime of the opportunity. They don't wait for the right moment. They create it. They move with intention. They act now because they know that procrastination is the assassin of potential. Every delay pushes your dreams further away. Every time you say, I'll do it later, you're silently telling your goals they're not a priority. If it matters, you act on it today. Urgency isn't about rushing. It's about focus. It's about realizing that your time on this earth is limited, so you can't afford to waste it on distractions, excuses, or fear. You've got 28 minutes right now. What if you treated every 28 minutes like it could change your life? What if you approached every day like it was your last chance to make an impact? You'd move differently. You'd think differently. You'd talk differently. Because urgency transforms the ordinary into the extraordinary. It forces you to rise, to act, to demand more from yourself. It doesn't allow you to drift. It demands that you dominate. Too many people live like they're guaranteed another chance, another day, another year. But the reality is, time doesn't owe you anything. You can't get back yesterday, and tomorrow isn't promised. All you have is now, right now. That's why you can't wait for motivation, can't wait for approval, can't wait for perfect timing. You have to start where you are, with what you have, and give everything you've got. Because greatness is not achieved by those who take their time. It's achieved by those who make time count. Every second matters. Every choice matters. Every action adds up. And the ones who understand that live differently. Urgency brings clarity. When you move with urgency, you stop wasting time on things that don't align with your vision. You start saying no to distractions and yes to destiny. You stop entertaining negativity and start chasing excellence. You become intentional with every move. You start living with passion instead of passivity, because urgency makes you realize that comfort is the enemy of greatness. You don't get to the top by waiting your turn. You get there by moving with purpose when everyone else hesitates. So ask yourself right now, what are you waiting for? Are you waiting for the fear to disappear, for the conditions to be perfect, for someone to give you permission? Because none of that is coming. You have to decide that your time is now. You have to act like your dream depends on today, because it does. Every goal you've ever wanted, every success you've ever imagined is waiting for you to move. Don't let time slip through your fingers while you plan for someday. Someday is a lie. The only real time you have is this moment. So move, grant, execute, live with urgency. Because greatness isn't waiting for you. You have to chase it like your life depends on it. because in truth it does.